From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, September 1st, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.58 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,140 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $231. Antiwar.com reports with pro-Saudi forces predicting a quick advance against the Yemeni capital of Sana'a. The Shiite Houthis, currently in control of the city, are conditioning raids against political rivals citywide, apparently an attempt to further solidify control over a city they've held all year. Details of the new raids are scant, but officials claim that 20 people were detained in similar raids last week, including a UN employee arrested near the presidential palace. Dozens more have been arrested so far in the last 2 days. The Houthis are claiming that the targets are suspected of being affiliated with either the Islamic State or Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, and indeed the Islamic State in particular has launched attacks against targets in Sana'a in recent weeks. Still, most see the raids targeting supporters of the pro-Saudi government in exile. In Survivor Max by Davi Barker, 11-year-old Max must survive the zombie apocalypse alone in New Hampshire. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the lame brains swarm his home searching for living flesh. Max must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to plan his escape, but first he must prove that he's too smart to die. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook and Amazon, or read Chapter 1 free at survivormax.com. UPI reports a survey by Connecticut-based Quinnipiac University shows 71% of Americans are dissatisfied with the way things are going in the United States. That study found 41% of voters are very dissatisfied, a sharp contrast with the 2% who are very satisfied. A smaller percentage of Americans, 29%, were dissatisfied to the point of anger with the federal government, while 49% were dissatisfied but not angry. 2% were enthusiastic about Washington's efforts. One of the individuals involved in making the poll, Tim Malloy, said more than 25% of voters go beyond dissatisfaction to anger with government, and very few think Congress is doing a good job. 2% of voters said they trust the government all the time, 13% trust it most of the time, 51% trust it some of the time, and 34% hardly ever trust the government. Additionally, voters are split at 44% over whether Republicans or Democrats should control the Senate, 46% say Democrats should control the House, while 44% say Republicans should control the House. That is less than the statistical margin of error. The university surveyed 1,563 registered voters nationwide through live interviews between August 20th and 25th. Their margin of error is 2.5%. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday turned down a Kentucky county clerk's request for an emergency order allowing her to continue to deny marriage licenses to same-sex couples while she appeals a federal judge's order requiring her to do so. It was unclear whether Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis would begin issuing marriage licenses when the office reopens on Tuesday. Attorneys representing Davis could not be reached for immediate comment. Davis has refused to issue any marriage license since the U.S. Supreme Court in June ruled that same-sex couples had the right to marry under the U.S. Constitution, arguing that it would violate her religious beliefs. 8 people filed a federal lawsuit against Davis in July, challenging her office policy of not issuing marriage license to any couples. U.S. District Judge David Bunning earlier in August said Davis had to live up to her responsibilities as the county clerk despite her religious convictions, and he issued a preliminary injunction requiring her to issue marriage licenses. Davis contends that to approve marriage licenses for same-sex applicants would violate her deeply held religious beliefs that matrimony is between one man and one woman. Rowan County is a rare holdout in the United States where almost every district allows same-sex couples to marry or will soon do so once they adjust their bureaucratic paperwork. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.